All right. Good morning, everyone. Today is Tuesday, June 9th, 2026. It's now 10:01. We're here for the regular session in the Hunt County Commissioners Court. At this time, I'll call the meeting to order and ask Commissioner Smith to lead us in prayer, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance to our flags. Please stand.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for the day. We thank you for the time that we have to contemplate our county, contemplating the needs. We ask you for the grace and the obedience to understand the needs and the courage to take the actions that are required. We ask you to continue to bless this county, bless those that are in it and all that participate in trying to make it better. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. This morning we have Commissioner Money. Is my mic? It's on, isn't it? Okay. We have Commissioner Money, Monroe, Smith, and Harrison present. I'm Judge Stovall presiding over the meeting today. Commissioners, you have the minutes for May 26, 2026 regular session. Entertain a motion for approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. We having a problem? Okay. Okay. This time we'll have public testimony. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes and should conduct themselves in a civil manner. The Commissioners Court cannot take action on items not listed on the agenda in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act. Concerns will be addressed by county staff. They may be placed on a future agenda or addressed in some other course of response. Sarah Bernal.
Good morning. I'm a nervous public speaker, so this is going to be hard. Sorry. For 2 years, I have been fighting with the school district about getting bus services for our street, and they have been denied due to the condition of the road from 1053 to 1052 on the Hunt County side. That road is impassable, especially if it rains. If you don't have an all-wheel drive for truck, you can't get down there. Trucks get stuck, cars get stuck, delivery people get stuck. There are 22 children on that street that will be either in the system coming up or currently in the system for the school. There was an incident recently where, 5070, the railroad there had a tree that fell over the railroad. All that traffic was diverted from 69 down 272 to, I'm shaking, sorry.
That's fine. You're fine.
It was diverted down 272 to 1051 to 1052, 1052 to 1051 back to 69, and the other direction. If it had rained, those cars would not have been able to make it down that path. It's also very narrow, and so you have cars. We had many cars trying to make it down both directions, which is a safety concern. I am asking for help because we have students that have had struggle getting to school for various reasons, myself particularly. I had a situation where I broke and dislocated my shoulder, and when I approached the school about help getting my children to school, I was told no. I recently was without a car. My child had to go to summer school. I had a very limited budget. I could not get financing. I did not have a car, had not had one for 3 weeks. When I was informed that my child needed summer school, I asked for assistance. I was told no, because the only option that they are willing to consider is coming down 272 to 1051, and from 1052 to 1051 back to 69. So, any help in the repair of that road. Be wonderfully appreciated.
What school district?
Leonard ISD.
Leonard, okay.
That is all.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I'm so sorry.
I assume you know about it.
It's on the agenda.
It is?
It is.
Okay. All right, that it? Anybody else wish to speak? You got some from the public?
Got a couple that are on the items. Would you let me read them now or when the item comes up?
Probably when the item comes up, probably more appropriate.
One, just a general of Kevin Campbell for public comments on Oak Ridge road repairs. Good afternoon, morning judges and commissioners. Can residents of Oak Ridge Court, Roy City and Precinct 3, please get an update on the status for drainage plans and road repairs for Oak Ridge neighborhood? Since this process started 3 years ago, between residents of Oak Ridge and Castle Rock Builders, we continue to have issues with our roads and drainage issues that continue to worse. During commissioners' session on 4/14, many residents showed up to speak about these issues. Understand that it's been an ongoing legal issue, but we need to understand what action can be taken. During the session, the drainage was brought up, and Judge Stovall mentioned having a visit to review it. Has anyone been able to review? Are builders responsible for providing drainage plans before construction when working through the county permit process? Although residents would love the hole to be filled in, it's my belief that in the long term, we are just putting a Band-Aid on a much larger issue. Thank you for your time. Sincerely, Kevin Campbell, 6667 Oak Ridge Court, Royce, Texas, 75189.
Thank you. Anybody else? Being none, I'll close the public testimony. There's no old business today. Under new business, the consent calendar. Entertain a motion to approve the consent calendar.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. B, action items. Approval of accounts payable.
Motion to approve payables.
Second.
Got a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion approved. Approval of line item transfers.
Motion to approve line item transfers.
Second.
Got a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Approval of budget amendments.
Motion to approve budget amendment.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Approval of payroll and personnel.
Motion to approve payroll personnel.
Second.
Got a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Action item number 1, a proclamation declaring June 22nd through 26, 2026 is Boys and Girls Club Week in Hunt County. Y'all want to, you got any comments? Or you want to read the proclamation, or you want me to? Do I have to? No, I'm kidding. All right. Whereas the young people of Hunt County, Texas are today's leaders, and whereas many young people need professional youth services to help them achieve their full potential, and whereas there are 3 Boys and Girls Clubs in Hunt County, Texas, being Commerce, Greenville, and Lone Oak, that serve more than 1,000 young people annually. Whereas Boys and Girls Club instill young people with the self-confidence to believe that they can succeed at anything, but they put their mind to, and they stand at the forefront of efforts in the areas of academic success, healthy lifestyles, good character, and citizenship. Whereas Boys and Girls Club in Hunt County help ensure young people have a safe, supportive place to spend time and will provide them with quality youth development programs. And whereas the Boys and Girls Club of Northeast Texas will celebrate National Boys and Girls Club Week with approximately 5,000 clubs and over 2 million more children and teen nationwide. Now, therefore, I, Bobby W. Stovall, Hunt County Judge of Hunt County, do hereby proclaim June 22nd through June 26, 2026 is Boys and Girls Club Week in Hunt County, Texas. Entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
Approve.
Second.
Got a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Y'all want a picture or anything? You got the original? Let's go, guys. Don't be bashful. But we're scared. Put your pretty face on.
You
taking it? Thanks, Dennis. Thank you.
Reggie?
All right, action item number 2, an interpretation for our Hunt County 4-H Ambassadors Program. Mary?
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Mary.
Good morning. Thanks for having us. As y'all know, I'm Mary Shockley, the Hunt County 4-H Coordinator and your Family and Community Health Agent with Texas AgriLife Extension. And I am here to allow my county ambassador kiddos to interpret their last year of ambassadorship for Hunt County. I don't know if you know, but the Hunt County, the 4-H Pledge motto is to make the best better, and all of our members tend to do that, but this group I'm particularly fond about. We started this program 2 years ago, and we have 8 awesome ambassadors and 3 ambassador mentors. The program has grown into impacting, having many, many, many service hours. And I don't want to say too much because the kids are going to say their spiel. So I'm going to kind of get them up here one at a time. Just like some of the community members, this might be their first time to speak in public. Some of them are a little nervous and probably mad at me that I made them do such a thing. But it's very important to do these things for leadership, whether or not they go into public service like yourselves or become teachers or have to speak one-on-one in interviews coming up for jobs. So my job as their advisor is to get them out doing these things. So our first ambassador I'm going to have come up is Mr. Logan Hall.
Hello, my name is Logan Hall. I am a Hunt County poultry ambassador, 4-H poultry ambassador. I have 50 plus hours of ambassador service. Sorry. Yeah. My goals for this year were to find new ways to serve my community and become more involved in 4-H as the poultry project. I presented a poultry educational program during a Path to the Plate event, teaching local elementary students about agriculture. My favorite ambassador experience activity was presenting at Path to the Plate booth. I enjoyed working with elementary students and helping them learn more about agriculture and its purposes. Through the ambassador program, I gained confidence in sharing the 4-H message with my community and strengthening my public speaking skills through educational presentations. Thank you.
Hi, Mr. Logan. What school are you from?
I am homeschooled.
You're homeschooled? Okay. Just want to recognize any schools or anything like that you kiddos may be from as well. So thank you. Good job.
Thank you.
All right. Cora Shockley. This one came from my house.
She's not afraid to talk then.
There we go.
Hi, my name is Cora Shockley. I'm a Hunt County 4-H breed poultry ambassador. I have over 41 service hours. My future goals for completing this project for upcoming 4-H years is that I'm so excited to learn new showing techniques going into my second year of showing chickens and poultry. Over the summer, will be attending the State Poultry Ambassador Camp, where I will be getting to see the Texas A&M poultry facilities down in College Station, where I will learn how to properly assess meat birds at all stages and how a large-scale poultry operations are run. This will help me for my future I want to be a veterinarian in the future, so this will help me kind of lead into that and meet my future professors and stuff. Leadership growth. I've led several ag days and helped share poultry fundamentals and economic qualities and several other health and safety facts about poultry, both market and breed. My favorite ambassador experience was helping a friend assess his flock and coop for safety concerns and any health risks. I also helped another friend vaccinate her flock by dunking and administering shots. And I'm from Lone Oak, and I go to Lone Oak High School.
Yay.
Cheyenne Cotton, come up here, my darling.
Thank you. Okay. Hi. My name is Cheyenne Cotton. I'm a 4-H, I'm a Hunt County 4-H Market Goat Ambassador. I have served and contributed 26 hours in community impact. I have educated community members around different places through and the importance of agriculture through Market Goat Project. I have demonstrated proper goat care and showmanship, served as a positive role model and mentor to younger 4-H members. I do volunteer activities. I have cleaned up downtown Greenville. I do Market Goat educational showcases, our Christmas float decorating, our charity bingo event assistance, and mentoring new 4-H members with their projects. My favorite experiences are helping be a community member after she fell and broke her hip she had always been there for others, and it meant a lot to be able to support her with the help she needed. My leadership growth, I developed the most this year in public speaking. Thank you.
Yay.
Oh, Cheyenne, what school are you from?
I'm in Caddo Mills.
Very good. Very good. Okay. Miss Ashlyn Mosh, come up here, my dear.
Hi, my name's Ashlyn Mosh, and I'm the Hunt County 4-H Community Service Ambassador. I contributed 33 and a half hours to our group service hour total. Some of my projects were the Holiday Hearts Meal Drive, one-day 4-H Downtown Greenville Cleanup, Community Ag Day, Annual Cocoa and Crafts, the Hunt County Fair and Casa Flower Bed improvements. My highlights were that I received an $1,000 Texas 4-H Foundation grant and Walmart donations to support the Holiday Hearts Meal Drive, and I helped provide holiday meals to families in our community. My biggest accomplishment was the Holiday Hearts Meal Drive. It showed me that you can make a difference in someone's life while preserving their dignity and respect. My leadership growth was that I gained confidence in talking with others about my project and sharing what I've learned through 4-H.
Great.
I go to Lone Oak too.
Layton Hall, come on, my darling. You got, don't drum on me.
Hi, I'm Layton Hall. I'm a Hunt County 4-H Fashion and Interior Design Ambassador. I have 20 plus hours of ambassador service. Some of my community outreach activities include local Path to the Plates, Hunt County Fair AgriLife booth, Hot Cocoa and Crafts, and Ambassador Flower Bed adoptions. My favorite outreach experience was working at the Hunt County Fair booth. I taught children basic sewing skills and helped them create 4-leaf clover pins to take home. My major accomplishments My goal was to learn more about Fashion and Interior Design project and share it with my community. This led to my involvement with the Hunt County Fair Creative Arts Committee, where I was appointed a Fiber Arts Division Leader. I assisted with entries, record keeping, displays, and judging processes. My leadership growth through my ambassador and fair experiences, I strengthened my organization, communication, and community outreach skills while working with both community members and the public. And I'm homeschooled. Thank you.
Miss Emma Martin.
Good morning. My name is Emma Martin. I am a Hunt County 4-H photography ambassador. This year I have contributed 65 hours of community service through events such as Ag Day, which I photographed for, quilting for the annual 4th City event, and running the photography booth at 4-H Roundup. I use my photography skills to document local 4-H events and help share the story and impact of 4-H throughout the community. I also believe that serving others means using the talents and skills you have been gifted to help those around you. I have also this year been selected as a Texas 4-H photography ambassador, and this is my first year ever getting to serve as a club officer, being the Greenville treasurer. In the future, I would like to create a community service project and workshop centered around my photography skills, and my favorite ambassador experience was getting the opportunity to help run an Ag Life booth at the Hunt County Fair, where I got to use my own creativity and ideas to make a meaningful contribution to help share 4-H to the county. And through the ambassador program, I've learned that young people like me can create events and service opportunities and make a difference. I've grown from being I've grown to believe that being a follower, the transition from being a follower to a leader is having the confidence to let my ideas be heard.
Good.
And I homeschool through Texas Tech University.
All right, we've got one more for you. Erin Beal. Come on, my darling.
Good morning, y'all. My name is Erin Beal. I'm a Hunt County 4-H Ambassador Mentor, as well as being the Hunt County 4-H Council President, and this has nothing to do with anything but newly elected District 4 4-H Health and Safety Officer. Just really excited about that. Thank you. Through my hours contributed, which are really slacking compared to everybody else, I participated at the Leon County Exceptional Livestock Show, assisted at the 4-H Ag Day at Bland Elementary School, and the Katy Community Ag Day. Besides this, I've also served as a Texas 4-H Youth Livestock Ambassador, and it was accepted into and participated in the Norman Borlaug Youth and Agriculture Program. Really, my favorite part about this Ambassador Mentor program has really been seeing everybody come out of their shells and share their knowledge, experience, and skills across their community and even beyond. It might sound dumb to say this, but I'm really proud of them, even though I'm only about a year older than everybody else. But it's been great watching them all grow, and I'm really excited to see how they do in the future. And of course, our success is dependent on those who are behind us and support us and mentor us. So thank you to Miss Mary Shockley, Miss Danelle Mosh, and even Mr. Ian Zarang. Thank you guys so much.
Even Ian. I love that.
Okay, so we got one more slide. I'm going to put a bow on this. So, like I mentioned, we have 8 amazing ambassadors, 3 amazing ambassador mentors, and total service hours contributed for the 2025-2026 year was over 320 hours. So these kiddos, like I said, go above and beyond serving their community and putting themselves out there. Opportunities like this and then educational events that I kind of force them to do, but they do it. They're starting to get better at just saying, yeah, sure, Miss Mary, we'll do whatever. Anyways, I'm super proud of this group. Thank you for letting them come and celebrate their accomplishments. If you wouldn't mind, we would love a picture with all of you, and then we'll let you get about your day. Thank you so much.
Do we need to accept that, or?
Y'all are fabulous. Okay, so we're going to do this.
No, you don't want to get
right there in the middle, right there. There we go. Stand by you, Logan.
Lady, can you scooch to the middle? You're kind of hidden. There we go. There you go. Okay, everybody look at Bonnie and then look right at me. Okay, go ahead. Okay, everybody look at me.
Thank you so much for letting us. Y'all did wonderful. Y'all did great. Good job.
What a great job y'all did. We appreciate what y'all are doing, Mary. It's awesome. All right, action item number 3, a presentation on an update of the fire code. David Jones.
Good morning, folks.
Morning.
3 documents from which I work today. One is from the State Fire Marshal's Office, Kelly Stalder. In answering some of the questions I've had before that I didn't get a chance to answer because I didn't know, and I said I'd get back with you. Nobody is under any obligation to let the Fire Marshal's Office know that they have adopted a fire code. So they don't really have a total up-to-date list necessarily. So they were very grateful that we let them know that we have adopted one, and so that's pertinent. They do amend codes when they adopt them, and they're currently under the 2021 editions, as we'd mentioned. But also what we learned from them is that there are certain other codes that are adopted by other agencies, other NFPA codes, like NFPA 58, which is the LPG gas code, by the Railroad Commission, and so they use those too because of the way they're adopted. So there's a broader range than just NFPA 1 and NFPA 101, which they confirmed that. They also let me know that on the 1st of September of this year, they will be moving to the 2024 editions from the 2021 editions. So that's pertinent since, as I understand it, we've adopted so that as the state updates their codes, we update ours concurrent with theirs. The class I went to yesterday was taught by Mr. Dan Lipinski. He is the state's chosen subject matter expert on all things related to solar farms, data centers, battery energy storage solutions, and things of that nature. And it was a very interesting class. Right now, he serves on about 22 different boards for the NFPA, the International Fire Code, United Laboratories. So he's a very busy person. So he's got a lot of hooks into a lot of the things that are going on now. NFPA 855 is the code. We get to it through NFPA 1 and Chapter 2, which governs energy storage solutions. Right now, there are 8 chapters in it. In 2024 code that'll come in September, there's 8 chapters. They're currently writing the 2029 code. There will be 22 chapters. So that's pretty significant. The 2026 code, which is they're going to go to after the 2024 one, has several significant changes from the 2020 code that's in 2021. All that numbers thrown out there. At any rate, the 2026 edition has stricter fire and explosion testing protocols. So the testing protocols before it's certified are stricter in the 2026 version. It also refers to testing as fire and explosive testing protocols, which is a change from the older one that we're currently with as adopted. Also, the testing requirements just pointed out in certain other UL codes are only references that refer to how the testing is done, but there is one that actually talks about large-scale fire testing. That's significant because it doesn't go with just small individual things. It looks at it as an aggregate so that it looks at the safety component overall as a package instead of just individual bits and pieces. There's a new hazard mitigation analysis that's in it, has been rewritten to more broadly require hazmat mitigation by default unless otherwise modified in the subsequent technology-specific chapters. Essentially, all installations required that they work according to the hazmat code except as modified by the technology-specified chapters. Previous additions to 2026, which includes the new code they're going to, is a previous one, included emergency response plan requirements in section 4.3, but they've been revised in 2026 to require the plan to be developed with the authority having jurisdiction, which would be in accordance with our office. So instead of having other places that do it separately, in the 2026 edition, anything that they do would have to be done in conjunction with our office. And had to be submitted prior to training or required personnel. And this also includes data centers, things of that nature. When they're going in, they have to put their plan together and get with us before they implement and open their. But that's a requirement of the 2026 code, not the current one in place. So it's something that we may want to have a discussion. Do we want to go ahead and accept or adopt the 2026 code with its requirements for closer work with the fire marshal's office?
Can we adopt it in advance of the state?
You can, certainly. Last thing, an email was sent to all commissioners this morning. It was sent Monday morning early to Commissioner Money. He had asked for some information about what it will take to implement the fire code as we've putting it together. Long story short, in the email, I've listed a executive summary, which is, if you just don't want to read the whole 5 pages, that's the summary. Gives you everything we're asking for. Essentially, we're not asking for personnel or a truck. What we're asking for, total amount would be $8,521 for the things that we can account for. There's a few things outside of our control, such as hotspots. We're asking for 2 of those. Those are governed by IT. Those aren't very expensive. Also left out of it is there's a range for protective cases for the iPads we're asking for. The breakdown is a total of $6,760 for software from EPR Systems. We've looked at the software that Tyler Technologies has. And in talking to their fire code people, they were just recently bought out by Tyler, so they're new to the Tyler fold. There's nothing in their software that integrates with Tyler Technologies. It's a standalone system, and it's designed to be administered through a dispatch office. We don't have any fire dispatch here in Hunt County. That's handled through AMR. Also, they were the most expensive option. They were at $18,000. So that's the reason we didn't recommend them. We've got some others that we've looked at. All of them come in at different levels. The EPR one that we're looking at, that we're asking for, not only was the cheapest, they had the best interoperability function for what we do. And that's what we're asking for. Anything done in that can actually be printed out or scanned, copied, and put in our current technology, Tyler Technology stuff. So we can still bring it in. It's not, but it would be the same way we'd have to do it if we bought the Tyler Technologies option. Print it separately or do our own manual imprinting. It won't work within itself. That said, that's where we are. Any questions?
David, and those iPads and software, that's so you can go out and do the inspections for fire codes and stuff, is what
Yes,
you're
sir.
saying?
Yes, sir.
So
One of the
right
things
now, you're not able to because you don't have the software or the equipment?
We don't have any way of cross-referencing what's been done, equipment. No, sir, we don't.
Okay.
One of the things that will do is it will help generate reports. It'll help generate information. Plus, the software comes preloaded with the codes as we've adopted them. And as we change, they'll update that. And instead of paying for the big subscription to NFPA, it's actually cheaper to go through this to get it put in there. What I like about this one that we don't have with the others we examined, when we put in, you're familiar with an arrest title, which for everybody else, that just means the actual charge you're using. Like if you're going to say unauthorized use of fire extinguisher or unauthorized use of so-and-so. When you put that in the block, it brings up all of those pertinent sections of the code that would be a violation of. So if we put in lacking exit signs, it'll show everywhere in the fire code and life safety code where exit signs are required. So we're not having to go search through the fire code to say, okay, I know this is in there, I know it's a violation, where is it? We just put that in, it brings it up. So that would be a real time saver. And it will do it standalone if we don't have cell technology connectivity. It'll bring it up and it'll work.
What will it do for our occupancy? Like I know there's a bunch of venues and got 100 people is their occupancy and they got 300.
Yeah. What it'll do is it'll help you classify the occupancy so you get a proper occupancy classification.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a difference between an office assembly or an office occupation, assembly occupation, and sometimes you have mixed occupancies. You might have a dance hall, let's say, but you've got offices off to the side. Offices are configured differently and computed differently than the dance hall area would be. Same thing with warehouses. You'll have an office area, you'll have the warehouse area. And some warehouses are going to be high hazard, depending on what they're keeping in there.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're keeping highly flammable, toxic, corrosive items, that's computed differently than the office would be. So it'll help you pull all that in without having to go back to the code to find it and look it up. It'll save you a lot of time on that.
You can do it on site.
Do it on site with that technology.
Who has the enforcement? Is it you or the sheriff, or both, for occupancy?
Okay. Occupancies are set by the fire marshal's office. They're the only ones who set it. Now, as far as anybody in the state can enforce it.
Okay. So any law enforcement?
Any peace officer can.
Okay. That was my question.
Yes, sir.
Good.
So
David, sorry, Darren.
I'm sorry. Roughly $8,800, is there any monthly cost along with that, or is that a one-time fee?
This is a one-time cost right now on this way they've quoted it to us. And here's another benefit to it. It's based on seat licenses and administrative staff. If we were to get fortunate to be able to hire somebody as a clerk,
Mm-hmm.
that clerk would not have to be paid for as a seat license. They just give them a login because their administrative role doesn't allow them to input cases. They would be able to input service calls, scheduling, calendar things, events of that nature, generate reports as requested. They just wouldn't be able to go in and edit or add anything to a case.
So roughly 12 months, the $8,800 will cover roughly 12 months.
Yes, sir.
And do we know the annual fee?
Annual fee is going to be about the same every year.
Okay.
So curious, a lot of things that you're identifying at this point, I know you have a long road ahead of you, but have to do with once the facility's built and running and how it's set up is good, bad, or ugly, right? I know you've set in a couple of pre-development meetings since we've adopted the code. Are there things in the code that have to be done prior to development or before people get started doing things that have to be approved? Or is it all just an end state that gets approval?
Well, if we can get set up with permits and inspection software, primarily permits, to develop initially, they're going to have to submit a permit application. That would come through our community development. As we're sitting through a lot of these pre-development meetings, there could be, and we've done it on a as per requested basis. For instance, the Tractor Supply in Quinlan, they called us out. We went out and we did several inspections along the way. It was very convenient when they first put in their fire system, and they don't have any counters, any displays, or anything else. We could go through and see everything with no infrastructure that would be a distraction. So you could get to everything before anything else is brought in. Then they do a demonstration of it and how it works and isolate the zones afterwards. So we went in on 3 different occasions for that particular thing. It could usually be done in 1 or 2, but that was how they requested it and how it went.
And you'll also be involved in bills of material, origin, and aspects of the things that they'll be putting into the facility, right? I know there's some batteries that are outlawed in the state of Texas.
Right. So that would be the, anytime somebody comes in for anything like that, we would do the request or the demand for the Lone Star Infrastructure Protection Act components, and we would be able to look at those plans. In a perfect world, what we'd do is we'd get the plans and we'd look at them before we ever went out and looked at the site, because we want to make sure that everything's included in the plans. With that, we should be also getting the component list. After the component list and the plans review, we should be able to go out on site and confirm as built, any changes, anything of that nature.
Anybody else?
Since we're getting this program, just now starting it and stuff, is if we decide to move forward with this, would you want it in, you gonna try to do it this year or wait 4 more months till we get to next year's budget?
The sooner you can give it to us, the sooner we can get started.
Because I don't know where you get the money right now, because we've got 4 months left in the budget this year.
Sure. As soon as you get it to us, we'll have the tools to go. Now, in the meantime, we're still doing things as before, where when we get a call, we still manage it, we handle it, and we go out and we work with them. So that hasn't changed.
Okay.
David, you sent us an email with all that information and
I
stuff?
did this morning.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Anybody else? Thank you, David.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Action item number 4, discussion and report about dog bites in Hunt County.
Good morning. How are y'all this morning?
Good.
This morning I want to talk to you about animal bites. I call it rabies case investigation, so it's kind of synonymous. They kind of go together, whether it's animals, because it's really more than just dogs. It's other animals, and we'll talk about that a little bit as well. And so the Commissioners Court has appointed the Health Department as the local rabies control authority. We call it the LRCA. And our responsibility there is to investigate animal bites and enforce state and local rabies law and ensure the management of the biting animals. That's quarantine and testing. Now, just to back up just a little bit, so our job is just the managing of these bites, as far as that we are not animal control. The Sheriff's Office actually goes out and responds to animal bites. And in some jurisdictions where they have an animal control a lot of times is the local rabies authority. And they'll actually do the investigation and they impound. We do not have vehicles to pick up animals or that type of thing. So just to kind of clarify that. So any questions on that as I move forward? So I wanted just to let you know, rabies is here. It is around. This is actually was updated just on the 3rd. This is the current map from the state, and you'll see that our real issue in our area is skunks that carry rabies. And then if you go down south, Austin's got lots of problems with bats that are confirmed with rabies. So rabies is here. We're lucky. You'll see that if you can see Hunt County there, we don't have any cases, and we're excited about that. This is from 25, just to give you a different map of, this is all of last year. You'll see skunks again. The skunks now are in the red dots, and bats, of course, in the yellow. You can see the concentration, and of some of the different animals that's been tested. Raccoons is also another high-risk carrier for rabies. So if one of these bats or skunks bites a dog or cat and breaks the skin, then they can become infected with rabies. So we want to, when we have a human that's bit by a dog or cat, or that, we want to make sure that that animal does not have rabies and was not carrying rabies at the time of that bite. So we receive our reports, our office, the health department, we receive reports from the sheriff's office. We get them from the hospital, emergency rooms, doctor's office, from all, and other agencies. Animal control, we received one a day or two ago from Roy City, and it was in the Hunt County side, but Roy City had received the report. And sometimes we get something from the game warden. It might be a sick raccoon or something of that nature. And then sometimes the owner or victim themselves will call us and say, hey, I got bit by this dog, and, you know, we'll suggest, hey, you need to call the sheriff's office and make a report. But we'll go ahead and take a report then. So, so this morning, one of the things I wanted to show you is the increase, the numbers. If you'll take a look at 24 and 25 calendar years, they're pretty flat. But this year, for some reason, the numbers are skyrocketing. We're already, today is the 9th, and we're up to, I believe, 9 already this month alone. So you can see on the graph, the green chart there, they just continue to increase. Now, probably due to more people moving in, and people they take their dogs with them more. We see more out and about. If you're out and about in the community, you see people carrying dogs, and things happen. But definitely that is really impacting our department quite a bit, is just the number of cases that continue to rise. So we'll talk about the animal types a little bit. I'm kind of mentioning this. So they can be dogs, cats, ferrets, wildlife. We talked about that. So high risk would be your bats and your skunks, raccoons, things that really are high carriers. Low risk animals is going to be like possums and things of that nature. As a matter of fact, they even said that they tried to inject possums with rabies and they didn't get it. So they're kind of not something to worry about if you have rabies. And then, you know, we want to know, is that animal contained? Is it sick or deceased? You know, we go out because maybe this dogs were fighting with a skunk or whatever and it's dead. Then we would go out and they would have to take that skunk for testing. So when we receive a case or report from the sheriff's office or whoever, mostly the sheriff's office, so we, just like we did back in school, we want to know who, what, when, where, and how the incident occurred. That's what we're going to do, is take a look at that. I mean, and is the skin broken? That's the number one thing. If the skin is broken, that's when we have a concern, because it is transmitted through the saliva, the rabies. We want to know about the status of this animal. Is it an owned animal? What happened? Did they step on the tail and the dog bit them, or were they trying to break up other dogs, or were they walking down the road and this dog come out of nowhere and bit them and attacked them? So those all play a factor into all this. But we want to know, is it a stray? You know, is it deceased? You know, has it been surrendered? We've had some cases where dog was hit by a car. The Good Samaritan stopped to help it, but in the process, got bit by the dog. And so we don't know anything about the dog, where it come from, so it needs to be tested for rabies to make sure that it's not a carrier of rabies. So these cases like this get quite involved for our office. So again, we're going to make contact with that animal owner or victim if we can. You know, we get these reports, we get on the phone, we start calling, you know, trying to find out where this dog belongs. Is it current on its rabies? That's the number one thing. Is it current on its rabies shot? And a lot of times we call and nobody answers. We have to go out and make site visits. We have to leave door tags saying, please call us. You know, it's kind of an ongoing thing, because we've got a short window that we need to get this dog into quarantine. So let me explain that 10 days just a little bit to you. If that animal is going to have rabies, you're going to see signs within 10 days. Usually if you have a calm dog, it's going to be aggressive, it's going to change its behavior, it's probably going to be sick, or it may be possibly die. So that's why we have a 10-day observation period. So if the rabies is current, then a home quarantine can be allowed. And so that's one of the big questions, is it current or not? So if it is not current on its rabies shots, then it needs to go to a shelter or a vet for quarantine. And we're following the DSHS, the state's laws regarding all this. And so it's that homeowners, you know, his responsibility, or his or her, to take the dog to the shelter for quarantine, or to a vet for make sure that quarantine is completed. Once it's completed, then it's released and it's not capable of transmitting rabies, and we'll contact the victim and let them know as well as part of our process. So back to the next part, if the quarantine is approved, we actually want to do a physical look at that animal. we usually want to see it the first time or the 10th, on the first time and then the 10th day. And once we look at it on that 10th day, if it's okay, if it's healthy, then it would clear quarantine. So we also, when we go out, we have an agreement we get them to sign. Basically says, hey, you're going to keep the animal isolated from other animals. You're going to keep it inside, not let it run loose, and that type of thing. So there's some check marks that they have to sign off for that home quarantine approval. And then, of course, I'd already said we contact the victim after the quarantine period. So if the animal is not current, doesn't meet is not allowed to do home quarantine, then it goes to a shelter or vet. And so when we're calling, we're trying to find all this information out, and then if it needs to go to a shelter, we need to find out where and when, and we work out a time, and then we want to verify that the animal's actually there at the shelter. And then usually the shelter itself will do the visual checks to make sure it's cleared quarantine. And then afterwards, the rabies shot should be given. I know the sheriff's office goes out and they do issue citations if they're not current on rabies, and they also do dangerous dog and that type of thing. That's not something that we're a part of. Then if you have an animal that some reason has died, such as if it was hit by the car and it bit someone and it died, then it needs to be tested, and it has to be shipped to Austin for the testing. And usually that's a decapitation, and then it's shipped, and then they test it, and then they'll call us and say it's positive or negative. So, and then once we get it, as we go through this process, we're making our notes, and we put together our case of exactly what happened, so everything's documented in our file. So I just wanted to share this. We created this for the Sheriff's Department to actually help with lots of new deputies and things. We created this as just some guidelines, and that would help them on what to do in these bite situations, whether home quarantine was allowed or not allowed. So what kind of questions we have this morning?
Any comments?
Yeah, just you use the term dog a lot, so I assume of the 86 bites, by vast majorities are dogs.
That's correct. We do have, we've had in the last month or couple of months, we've had 5 or 6 cat bites too. So, and wildlife, it just kind of fluctuates, but it's kind of down right now. So, but we will have a few of those as well.
So Rodney, if y'all have one and you deem that it needs to go either to the vet or a shelter, it's the homeowner's responsibility, is what you're saying, to get that animal there?
That's correct.
And is that by law?
I would have to look to see if that's by law, but it's their animal, so they would be responsible for that. And, we have a lot of circumstances where someone maybe don't have transportation, or some reason there's a reason they can't get the dog there. Maybe it's too aggressive. We have that happen as well. And that's when we would reach out to Greenville or Commerce Shelter for assistance.
How many hours do you think you have in it per case? I mean, I know it's going to vary, but
it's going to vary. I would say multiple hours sometimes, depending on if you can get a hold of someone or not get a hold of someone. Just contacting them, and a lot of times people are not. When they have to take a animal to the shelter, they know there's money involved. They have to pay a quarantine fee, so they're dragging their feet and they're pushing back as hard as they can a lot of times.
Most of your stuff home visits, then you can imagine you have to go on site.
We do have to go quite a bit on site. It varies. If everybody would get their rabies shots current, things would be better. But we have those that do not, and that's when it gets to be a problem.
Commissioners, writing first, I appreciate you giving us a report. I would like to try to have a special session maybe next week or certainly the week after to discuss nothing but the animal control situation. Steve and I had a meeting with the city of Greenville, and we've had a meeting or discussions with Commerce. We've paid them for many years to help us with the shelters, and back in time, they would even go out and help us by retrieving dogs that we needed help, where they could go, their dog catchers go out and get them for us. With the cost situation has gone up and all that, the fees have gone up to us tremendously over the last few years, and fixing to take another big jump this next year. It's what they're asking for, and it's gone from that, what we had been doing is paying money to help so that our county residents could get the same fee to turn a dog in as the city residents did. So we were paying a portion of that cost for them. And like everything else, they're saying there's more. They're just getting so busy and so full. They're going up on those fees, and they're asking us to go up on the payments we're making to them. And we need to have a discussion about what we want to do with that. And we need to do it pretty quick, because they're like us. They're going to have budgets going. So we need to start some dialogue with both the City of Commerce and Greenville and see what we can work out. And we're going to need some direction on how the court feels about all that. And it's getting, we're getting to the point we need to start doing that. I think some of the problems Rodney's experiencing, I got from the COG this week, or last week, they sent out the latest census data that they have, and they have us at the end of 25 at 127,000 people. So that's 27,000 people since the 2000 census. So we're growing. I think that's the growth, particularly out in the county, is a lot of our issues with the dogs. A lot of people, I think, come from the city and not used to maybe being out in the county, and they sometimes get out here and then they just turn their dogs loose or whatever. I don't know what they're doing, but this is a serious problem, and especially when we have some mad dogs out there that are attacking children and all.
Right.
And that happens too often.
And typically, if you look at the numbers, the person who takes care of the dog bites typically takes care of the restaurants and the pools. That's kind of their niche, but with the numbers spiking like that, it's really been difficult to keep up with everything. We've really been stretched trying to make sure everything is done correctly as far as the animal bites. And also another note, typically the shelters in the past always done a shipping test if that had to be done, because we certainly don't have facilities for that as well.
Are they still doing it for us as of now?
As far as I know.
Okay.
We haven't had anything real recent that we've had to ship, but it kind of comes in waves. You never,
Right.
So Rodney, any of the tasks that you perform associated with this, if we get a new contract, whoever, for shelters, can a lot of those duties and tasks pass to them? And
Well,
if we do a contractual relationship that has that?
I guess from my understanding, the contracts were really for them receiving animals, as far as someone who surrendered an animal.
I'm talking about going forward, if we get a new contract, are these things we can contract for to relieve some of it?
So far, we've asked them, and they haven't been very excited about doing that.
But
we haven't talked money either. If there's enough money there, they might be more amenable to it. But right now, they have the same problem all of us have: money and staffing.
So partly to answer your question, so the city of Greenville, Animal Control, they are the LRCA for Greenville. So they do the same task that we do for Greenville. We just do it for the county.
Okay.
So we would still, if we're still the LRCA for the county, then it would still fall to us as far as all the investigations.
Caddo uses a contractor to come out on situations in their city. Is that not right? I think that's right.
That is correct. I'm not sure the extent.
I'm not sure what all they do, but they did. We talked to that provider for Caddo, and they also do Fate, and I don't remember the other cities they're doing. They do quite a few cities and a few counties around, and that's another option if we have to go that direction. But it's it all takes money. This is a big money deal here. If we try to go get in it full time and hire somebody to do it and have dog catchers out, but it's a health and safety issue also.
Right, right.
It's all of it. It's something that's very important.
The good news is, to me, is that we haven't had rabies recently here in Hunt County. And you could, from the map, you could see anytime. Knock on wood. That's exactly right. It could happen anytime. And we certainly don't want to.
Don't jinx us now.
Yes. I won't. I'll be quiet.
Any other questions? Thank you, Rodney.
Thank you.
Action item number 5, the Hunt County Delinquent Tax Collections Update by Purdue, Brandon, Fielder, Collins, and Mott, LLP.
Good morning. I'm not Purdue, Brandon, Fielder, Collins, or Mott, but my name is Patrick MacArthur. I'm a part with the firm and the lead attorney here in Hunt County. I'm happy to announce that with me today I have my fellow law partner Patrick Woods and our client liaison Tiger Worsham with us today. So again, thank you for the opportunity to come in and provide you guys an update. I just want to kind of go over 3 things today. Number 1, just I'm going to show you kind of the collections activity we've done on behalf of the county since July 1st of 2025. Number 2, I'm going to give you an update on the 2024 tax year collections. And then 3, I'm just going to show you an overall view of what the overall delinquency looked like. So you have the packets in front of you. If you turn to the second page there, just very briefly, I'm showing you our vision, mission, and core values. These are important to our firm. We take it very seriously that we represent Hunt County. And when we deal with folks in your community, we deal with everybody and engage in a very respectful way. And, I like to tell people we're firm, but we're fair. And I just wanted to share that's embedded in our core values, and that's reflected on the page. So something we take seriously in representing Hunt County. So the next page, showing you the collections activity since July 1st of 2025. Over 9,500 letters mailed, over 1,400 address updates, looking for folks where the return mail or looking for better addresses to get notices out. Over 5,800 phone contacts, over 110 suit filings, and 26 bankruptcy filings. We are constantly monitoring the bankruptcy court to protect the Hunt County tax lien whenever folks file for bankruptcy. So it's something we constantly monitor, and in some cases, those can get paid out of the bankruptcy case. So the next page, just showing you an update of the 2024 tax year collections. So that's the most recent tax year that's been turned over to our law firm for collections, which happened on July 1st of 2025. And this is showing the collections up until the end of May, which shows that the total collection dollars is a little bit over $1.2 million. It brings your overall collection percentage rate to 98.10%, and the 1.9% little red sliver there is what's remaining outstanding due, and we'll continue to collect on that. So that's showing through, again, the end of May, and then July 1st of this year, we will get the new rolls from the 2025 tax year. So we kind of like to measure and monitor those over the 12-month cycle. And we kind of refer to these as turnover years, if you ever hear me use that term. So the next page shows the all years breakout. This is your overall delinquent tax breakout shown on the left side by kind of category, showing you, again, the amounts that are in litigation, bad addresses, things we're looking for updates on, bankruptcy. And then, there's a big one there for deferral. And again, for the folks maybe in the audience that don't know what that is, a deferral is an account that is a resident homestead, and either they're over 65 or they are disability or disabled vet. They can go apply with the appraisal district to defer payment of their taxes. And so by law, we cannot collect on those accounts. They remain due, but that's reflected there in the chart on the left. On the right side, showing
Patrick,
you.
Does that
Yes,
mean
sir.
if they remain due, does that mean they will come due sometime?
Absolutely. So the taxes remain due, and the interest that's due on those accounts is capped. Whenever the deferral comes off, it will go back into, they get 180 days to pay, and if they don't pay within that time frame, then it becomes
Okay.
delinquent. And so the deferral comes off if, the account, that somebody passes away, they no longer qualify for the deferral.
Okay, but there's
If
a
they-
time limit on the deferral?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir. And they'll get collected and paid. It's just, there's a kind of a grace period essentially. And then again, on the right side, showing the breakout by dollar amount, you have a significant, over 5,300 accounts, properties that are less than $1,000 due. We're very mindful of that. We try to collect on those, but, that's not something we run around and filing lawsuits on $100 accounts. So, but they bubble up and become, a higher priority as time goes on. And we have strategies for collecting those, but that's pointed out there on the right side. One thing I would like to point out here is that, I think some of you may recall when we started, you guys had a significant number. It was around 130 properties that were struck off or bid off at tax sales, meaning they went to the tax sale, nobody bid on it, and then they were held in trust by the county. When we came in, there's about 130 of those. We came in and we got those all back sold onto the tax roll. So we took them back to the sale, had folks come in and buy them, and they're back on the tax roll with owners that are paying their taxes. So that was one, thing that would show up here that doesn't now, because we kind of have a good way to manage those trust properties. The next slide is, again, we do have an office here in Greenville for your taxpayers to come in and talk to us. It's here on Lee Street, convenient for your taxpayers. And so, we're available here in the county to work with folks as needed. And so, I would just leave it at that. We really do appreciate your trust in us. We want to continue to do a good job for the county. I think one of the things that I'm very mindful of, I want to continue to provide regular communication with you guys, give you updates to so that you know what's going on. We'll continue to support the county however we can, and anything we can, aside from the regular collections. If there's, things like tax rate questions and things like that, we're here to support you. We'll continue to monitor the resale and keep those at a very low minimum. And, I think just first and foremost, we want to continue to collect at a very high rate for you. And, from the 2021 through 2024 tax years, for base tax alone, we've collected over $4.48 million for you for just those years. That doesn't even include the prior years that we've collected for you. So we appreciate your confidence in us, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you have about the update or the next agenda item for consideration.
The suit filings and the bankruptcy filings.
Yes, sir.
Like you have 115 and 26. I assume you're taking those to court or have taken to court?
That's absolutely right. So for the suit filings, that's a count of the original petitions, meaning the petitions that we file against folks that haven't paid their taxes. And we do everything we can to get those paid before we file a suit.
Mm-hmm.
We give folks plenty of notice. They're getting letters, they're getting phone calls, and we just get to the point where, there's nothing else that can be done. So we file a lawsuit and take those to judgment. And once we have a judgment, then we can settle.
What's the success rate on collecting, or do we end up with the property?
The success rate on the
Collecting the money.
collections? We, right now, we are at, for the 2024 tax year, for example, for the amount that was turned over to us, we're at a little over 58%. And when I looked at that recently, that's probably one of the highest collection rates for turnover tax years in the past 7 years. So it's, and that's just looking at the past 7 years. It could be longer than that. So again, we continue to collect. We're not going to get 100% collections for the 2024 tax year, but we continue to work on it as times go by. So
So if we don't collect the money, do we get the property?
if you don't collect the money, we file a suit, and we get a judgment, court order that allows us to take the property to a tax sale. And so at that point, we take the property to tax sale. If somebody comes in and buys it at the tax sale, you get 100% of what's due to the county, and you get it in the hands of an owner that will keep up with the taxes. But
I was just curious. I was pretty sure I was right, but I just wanted to.
yes, sir. That is how.
I've never dealt with it, so.
That's probably a good thing.
One thing that they've done that I really like and appreciate, and it helped clean up the 130 properties or whatever, when they took some of these properties back to sale again, they notified people in the area and neighbors and all that this was coming up for sale at the tax sale. And so we sold a lot of these to neighbors.
Absolutely.
So that they didn't even know about it. People didn't even know about it. But they notified them and said, this is fixed to come up. It's next door to you or across the street from you, whatever.
Yes,
So
sir.
when it does come there, you're actively trying to get it.
Actively
Absolutely.
trying to get somebody there to buy them.
And we get folks that, they'll come to us and they'll let us know, and we take their name and number, and when we get that property to the tax sale, we give them a call and say, hey, on next Tuesday, the property you're interested in is going to be on the sale, and we tell them what the bid would be and that kind of thing. So it's a good way to get things sold for
Yep.
sure.
Patrick, whenever we switched and brought you guys on, one of our concerns was the 130 plus that was sitting out there.
Yes, sir.
And, again, just like what you showed, you guys were able to get that settled and get it back on the tax roll, get an owner in there that's going to be responsible and take care and bring the property up. The other thing is the updates. We appreciate the updates. We weren't getting those in the past from anybody. And your firm, you personally, come in here and constantly give us updates and let the public know what's going on and all that. So appreciate it very much. Thank you, guys.
Absolutely. I think it's important, so we're happy to do it.
Just curiosity, the 1.9% that's delinquent,
Yes, sir.
how's that compare as a benchmark? Is that typical? Is it high? Is it low to?
It's,
industry?
it's
For other
typical.
counties, or are you comparing this to other?
Compared to other counties?
It's typical. When I looked at this, when I looked at it in April, I looked at how kind of like Hunt County does compared to like say a Wood County, and the collection rate was higher. We don't represent Wood County, but the collection rate for Hunt was higher. I think it's in line with what you see, but like I said, for the 2024 tax year, the collection rate it's on track to be one of the highest in the past 7 years for the amount turned over. And that's just what I measured. Like, I haven't even looked beyond 7 years, but that's kind of my benchmark to look to make sure that we're staying on top of it.
Any other questions?
Patrick, I'd like to say thank you for what you're doing. I know I've had one of my constituents, unfortunately, you've had to call him, but he did tell me, hey, I don't like getting phone calls from him, but he was very professional, and y'all got something worked out with him. And
Yes, sir.
anyways, I'd just like to say thank you for
Yes,
that.
sir. And, things like tax seizures and things that come up, do my best to communicate that with you guys, and, we'll continue to do that. Because it goes back to what I said when I started. It's baked into our mission and our core value. We treat people with respect. We don't want to sell people's property. We're trying to get a hold of folks so that we can work something out, and get the payments in, because that's the best way to get things done, is to get the payments coming in and work things out with folks. But unfortunately, sometimes we have to do what we have to do. So, yes, sir. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Patrick. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Tiger, you want to say anything? I know.
No, I just say what y'all.
Come on up front. Come on up front. I knew I was going to get you.
What you're saying is, I'm a former county commissioner, Trinity County. I work with these guys now, and we was similar to y'all. We was with another firm until we hired Purdue Brandon, and it was the same thing. And I asked, when I go to other counties, are y'all getting the updates? Because for 10 years we was with another firm, we never got the updates. And that was very important for us and our constituents that may want to know where they was and all. And I think that's a very good question, and I think that's something very good that they provide, is the updates to the court and all.
Thank you. All right, action item number 6, take action to approve a contingent fee contract with Purdue, Brandon, Fielder, Collins, and Mott LLP pursuant to Section 552.001B of the Texas Local Government Code, said contract being for the collection of delinquent ad valorem tax accounts owed to Hunt County, and notice of said contract is posted with agenda in accordance with Section 2254 of the Government Code. Any questions? Entertain a motion for approval.
So move.
Second.
Got a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Thank y'all very much. Thank y'all for what you're doing for us. Action item number 7, to discuss and possibly take action on appointing a committee to oversee the relocation of Hunt County courthouse departments. A little clarity on, maybe I misworded this when I stated it. It's the relocation of offices that are within the courthouse that are going to be moving into other spots in the courthouse.
Got
And we-
public comment.
Yeah, okay.
Public comment, Kelly Waniger, agenda item number 7, which says, Dear Judge and Commissioners, I would like to share my opinion regarding the proposed relocation of the county clerk's office to the Puddin Hill building. I firmly believe the county clerk's office should remain at the courthouse where our courts and judicial operations are located. County clerk is an integral part of the court system. Every day, the office works closely with county courts, judges, attorneys, law enforcement, jurors, and the public. Court files, legal documents, filings, and records often require immediate access and coordination between the departments. Separating the clerk's office from the courthouse would create unnecessary delays, inefficiencies, and inconvenience for everyone involved. More importantly, it would negatively impact our citizens. Many people who come to the courthouse have business with multiple offices during the same visit. Having to travel to another location for county clerk services would create confusion, additional travel time, and frustration for taxpayers and court users. The courthouse has historically served as a central location for judicial services, and the county clerk's office is a vital component of that system. Keeping these functions together promotes efficiency, improves customer service, and allows county employees to better serve the public. While I understand the need to address space concerns and future growth, I believe solutions should be explored that maintain the close working relationship between the county clerk's office and the courts. Convenience for the public and operational efficiency should remain our highest priorities. I respectfully urge the Commissioners Court to carefully consider the long-term impact of relocating the county clerk's office away from the courthouse. In my opinion, the best service to the citizens of Hunt County is achieved by keeping the county clerk where the courts are located. Thank you for your consideration. Respectfully, Kelly Waniger.
Okay, well, I'll address some of that. Of course, it's already in the design to go to Puddin Hill. It's already in the contract. It's already under construction. It's a little late to be trying to change it. The reason that the county clerk office was decided to move to Puddin Hill is various reasons. One, they get the most traffic in the courthouse, day in, day out. They complain because there's not parking downtown, and they complain because they got to come through security. And so that will solve some of that problem. Other problem that we're curing is by going to Puddin Hill. If you want to build a house or do any development in Hunt County, you got to go to 911, you got to go to community development, you got to go to the health department, and then once you get your health permit to like put a septic system in, you got to file it with the county clerk. So now if you do that, you got to come to the courthouse, you got to go to the tax or to the health department, which is this building. Then you got to get that and go back over there to the county clerk's office to file it. So we're putting it in one building where they're all right there together. And so it makes it more convenient for the public. As far as the court system, absolutely, we've been aware of that. We're designating an area in the courthouse for a clerk of the court that'll be here that she'll have a spot to work. He or she won't have to go back and forth. They will do some back and forth work, but if it's a court date and they need to be at the courthouse, they'll have a workspace and have the opportunity to work there, or the county clerk can assign somebody to be there all the time. I assume if they need them for questions or whatever, that'd be up to the county clerk to do that. The item here that I was asking for committee is in the whole process. Of course, we hired an architect to help us not only with the Puddin Hill design, but also to help us with some ideas of backfilling and moving people around in the courthouse. We've got a pretty solid control of it. Another one of the demands for Puddin Hill is our district court is our two district courts are just covered up, and they have been asking for some relief, if nothing more than another courtroom to have a visiting judge come in and operate their dockets while they're having a trial. For instance, last year, Judge Bench was in back-to-back 3 trials. Each of them took a week. His first day back on the bench after the trial, he had 93 calls on his budget, or on his docket, to try to get through all those cases. And if he'd had somebody working those while he was in court, he wouldn't have had all that backlog getting back. So but it's even since we've started this 2 or 3 years ago, it's getting closer and closer. We're going to have a district court anyway. Probably we'll have to ask in the next few years for a district court.
But the state,
Now,
the state does that.
the state has to do that, yeah. But the only spot in the county courthouse that's large enough and capable of having a courtroom is the county clerk's office. There's no other place in there. So if we're going to add another court, we either would have to go outside somewhere else for a courtroom, which then disrupts everything a lot more than what this is going to be disrupting it. So that's where we're at. But we know from the plans with the architect from a year or 2 back, the county clerk's office not only is on the 2nd floor, but they also have records on the bottom floor. And that space, when it is cleared up, what we can do then is that will be purchasing shares of that with the county clerk. But what we want to do is when the county clerk leaves, the auditor's office is across the hall. We want to move them into that space where the records are now, which puts them in closer contact with the purchasing office, which they work together all the time. So that makes it a little more convenient. But the bigger concern is our IT is next door to the auditor's office, and all the wiring for all the computers in the courthouse come into their office. They only got room for 1 person in that office, and we got 4 working now. Is it 5? 5 people working, and they're scattered all over the courthouse. They're not in the same office together. So they will be able to occupy the auditor's office. With all we have to do is cut a door out, and they're all in the same room. So that solves a lot of problems for us. But in the moving it around, we're going to have some spaces that are going to become available for like 911 and community development leaving. That's going to free up some space in their area, and there'll be maybe some space available once we figure out the layout of the courtroom and the support areas of the courtroom. So that's where we need some decisions to be made. And of course, we've been asked last 2 budget years and asked again this year that County Court at Law 1 is on the 4th floor, and they probably got the smallest courtroom. And we tried to move the DA and that courtroom are side by side, and the DA's out of space, the courtroom's out of space. We were trying to move the DA into this building, but it didn't work out because this building we were going to move. They're basically moving out to the Monty Stratton. This building won't accommodate the DA's office. It's not big enough, the space we have available. So we've got to work on how we're going to work between the DA and the County Court at Law 1. And we're going to move it. Well, HR is going to probably move out because of the courtroom. So all these things we have to get a plan together to work on it and all. So I'd like to have, we don't have to do it today if y'all want to think about it. But I'd like to appoint some a committee of not only some from this court, but maybe some of the other elected officials or department heads that might be affected in the courthouse, to at least discuss it and make sure we're trying to do the best we can to fix those other offices and see who can move. And maybe we can solve the problem with the DA and County Court at Law 1 and HR, and see if we can come up with a way to handle that.
As far as tearing walls out or doing anything like that at the courthouse, because it is historical, does that play a part in it as well?
It can play a part in it. Right now, the way we're moving, the county clerk's office really is not going to be a huge change. There'll be no walls. It might be a door cut in a wall, but it's not on an exterior wall that is part of the historical courthouse. It's an interior wall. So I don't think there's any of that in that particular area. Up on the fourth floor where County Court at Law 1 and DA, that's nothing like it was on the historical. It's already been changed around, so I'm not sure there's going to be a whole lot of issues there. There's room going to be in y'all's office, in the commissioner's office. It's going to free up some space in there. Again, it's not anywhere like what it was when in the original courthouse. So moving around, from what I understand from architects that have dealt with the historical buildings, as long as we don't cut through the major walls in there and make any drastic changes, that it doesn't affect us too much, or may not affect us at all. But those are things that we have to be considering. The way we're moving it right now, there's not really, the first three I talked about, there's really nothing to do much. I mean, when we move the auditors across, it's an open area, so we can either have them in cubicles, an open area, or we can build some offices. They'll probably need at least an office or so, but that'll be very simple, just stand the office up and they'll take care of that. But those I think we got, we can handle those, but trying to solve these other problems is going to take some time and some study on it. So if y'all want to, you got somebody you want to appoint or you want to serve, of course only two of us can serve unless we have public hearings every time, which we could. Or if y'all want to think about it and do it next time and give me some names talk to some people that might want to serve on it. I'd like to have people that are working in the courthouse and some that even might be affected by what's going on. Would be nice to have them involved in it. So anybody got any comments, thoughts?
I think we need to figure out the offices that are potentially going to be moving or moving around and get that list, and then a couple of us need to volunteer to help out as well. But we need a list to kind of go over and make sure we've got everybody listed on it first.
Just so you know who all needs to be on the
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I don't want to sit here and try to remember everybody's department and name and mess something up and leave somebody off. So I'd rather come back with a list of those departments, those individuals, and then again, a couple of us can help out as well.
Well, I've been involved in it for 2 years, so I'd like to stay on that, and I think it'd be efficient if I was. If y'all don't want me to, that's fine. But
I'll volunteer to serve on it, help put the list together.
Well, there you go. If you two are going to serve on it, then y'all can put a list together and bring it back to the next court then.
Or can we just ask a couple of the other, Aaron, for just a committee, do we have to have court approval for just a study committee or something? Does that have to be right?
As long as you're making it on the record, if you want to get who those people would be and pick who they're going to be.
But if there's only two of us and that we got other department heads, do we still have to have it public?
Department heads or elected officials?
Well, they're not voting members on this court, and the court's the only one that has to post. I'm asking. I don't know.
So you're going to appoint them to be on the committee, but of course they're not bound if they can't have some conflict or something.
Right. They don't have to. We're just going to ask somebody. Yeah. Okay. All right. So David, if that's all right. David, y'all all right? David and I'll get some help if we need it, I guess, and figure out who we might need to work with. We're certainly going to have some help from some of them to see where they might want to go and how much space they need, and and what's a more convenient spot in the courthouse for them if we can get the best spot. So, all right. So we need to vote on. Better to vote on it or not vote on it.
I'd vote on it to create the committee and put you.
All right. So entertain a motion to approve David and myself, Commissioner Monroe and myself to lead the committee and to seek other committee members if we need them.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Action number 8, a resolution in support of proposed data center legislation. Aaron, you up on this, or? Okay.
One was emailed in about 10:44 this morning while court was going. It's from Carolyn Qualls. Carolyn Qualls, 4906 County Road 2244, Maryville, Texas. I think we should have studies done right away. Let's start with water consumption, metered, and will they use rain collection to prevent runoff to neighbors' property? Noise studies to make sure it's lower than what they have said. Infrasound, low frequency, is what is disrupting every living being. Livestock stop breeding healthy babies. A dairy in Texas has lost every calf this year to stillbirth. These are very serious problems we don't have answers to. Are my electric and water rates going to peak because the data center needs more, but I will have to conserve? Not fair. If they do bring their own power generators for the days it gets really hot, will they be EPA compliant or be allowed to spew pollutants and cause more breathing problems for us all? Will the tax money that the county receives from their sales tax pay for upkeep of the roads that will be destroyed during the construction phase? What if they go bankrupt halfway through building this monster? Who's left to clean up the mess? We have just barely pulled out of a statewide drought and all looks green again, but the life is real, and we all know what happens if we heat up and things dry up. I know you're thinking we have to up our fire department, but do we even have a plan if one of these batteries overheat? Who knows what to do if we have the right equipment? I heard we should have a fire marshal inspecting these during construction, and after, who is that? There is so much unknown with these, and I worry because as the crow flies, my place is 2 to 3 miles and will be affected when it hits the fan. My last question is, why are they built in secret? Another from Dennis Qualls. On item 8, good day. I would ask the Hunt County Commissioners to take a look, if not already, at Hill County's proposed requirements prior to the data center construction. The requirements are logical and I believe protect the citizens and the environment. It only makes sense that the questions about water, noise, electricity, and other far-reaching environmental impacts be addressed. The forces behind these developments are using lawsuits and other means to circumvent the best interest of everyone. Please take a look here before Texas becomes the #1 state for data center sites. Thank you, Dennis Qualls. And that is all the public comments I've got. So yes, resolution in support of the proposed data center legislation. Reference there in the public comment was the Hill County moratorium. I don't know what, Danielson emailed out on this earlier, but I think discussion was made. I wasn't here the last Commissioners Court meeting, but personal opinion on that is they didn't really have the authority whatsoever to do that, but they did it, and that's neither here nor there. Resolution is before you.
Then they got sued for $100 million.
Exactly.
And they've now rescinded it.
And they did rescind it, yes.
So it's not to say it's a stunt. It's I think they're acting on behalf of their constituents, but they don't have the authority to do that. I don't think anybody really believes that they do. What you can do is what I think what's been drafted here. There's a bill that's to be enacted, already proposed for the next legislature that will start next year. The 90th legislature, and this is a resolution from Hunt County in support of that, and not just support of it, but also calling on our elected leaders, our state senator and our state representative to co-sign, author, jump on the bandwagon for passage of the proposed litigation or legislation, which is where the authority would have to come from. The legislation, if you've reviewed it, would create a very narrow authority for counties that cities generally have, but the counties don't have because their authority is only limited to what the Constitution and the legislature gives them, which is very, very limited as far as land usage regulation and zoning is concerned. And so that's the ultimate issue, is that people that live in the county where these structures are being implemented and put in, they don't want them, but the county and the people that they reach out to, their commissioners and elected officials, don't have any authority to stop them, which is precisely why that's where they're going. And so this is obviously this is the reaction of legislation trying to catch up with the problem. You see the problem coming down the tracks, and you've got to get law on the books to fix it. And this is the county saying, "Hey, we support the legislation," and calling on our elected leaders to support it as well. Any questions on those?
Commissioners, any questions?
I think I'd like to add a comment based on the public comments associated with this. We've been going down a path, and I want to make sure everybody understands. Some of it is, yes, we've been accused of doing political things. And yes, that this is a political game where you have to maneuver through the rules and the laws and the space that you're given. Then there's also a tactical piece where you're actually trying to identify what can you do now? What can you do to control? What can you say that won't get you sued immediately and is not enforceable? And so what is before us today is on the strategic side, which is on the political side of this conversation, which is saying you're looking at legislation. We'd like it to at least say this. It needs to at least do this much for us. Give us this much control. And so we're trying to put this forward as a court to our state elected officials to get their attention and understand what we're doing. The petition was a piece. That was to let everybody know the people care. This is continuing down. You're supposed to be doing something in 27. Do it and make it have enough teeth. And yes, the Hill County list, the things of all the requirements, those are tactical. We have been looking and going down a list of those. Other counties are doing that. We are not here working on our own. We are talking to other counties, including Hill County, which we've had the conversation about their resolution and what that was going to do. But we're also trying to make sure that if we're going to create a list, it's something that's enforceable. The fire code is an important piece because that's real. We've already voted for tax abatements that we're not going to provide this industry any of those things. That's tangible, that's tactical. Is there more to do? We're trying everything we can to find the things that give this community, within the authorities that the state has given us, the authority to invoke some control. So I just want to make sure that everybody understood this is the political aspect of it, and then there's the tactical aspect of what we're trying to do to manage every day. And did that make sense? Does everybody? I'm trying to make sure everybody understands there's more than one track that's going on associated with data centers and industrial development.
Any other comments? All right, public got any comments? Come to the mic if you want. If you want to talk. I want to make sure the public gets a chance if you want to talk, so name and answer.
Hi, everybody. My name is Marcia Kirkendall. I live at 3209 Bonham Street in Greenville. I would just like to tell Mr. Smith how much we appreciate as your constituents what you are trying to do. We understand that sometimes your hands are tied and you have to kind of look around the corner to see where else you can find an avenue that will be beneficial to Hunt County. So I just wanted to say thank you so much and thank the Commissioners Court for hearing and listening to the constituents in order for us to believe that you really do have our best interests at heart. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Anyone else got a comment? All right. Commissioners, entertain a motion for approval of the resolution.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Action item number 9, discuss, consider, and take action regarding a petition filed under Chapter 775 of the Texas Health and Safety Code requesting creation of Hunt County Emergency Service District Number 1, including acknowledging receipt and filing of the petition, receiving the county's review regarding the petition statutory form, voter property owner signatures, proposed boundaries, proposed services, municipal or extraterritorial jurisdiction, consent issues, and statutory cost agreement, setting the place, date, and time for public hearing required by Texas Health and Safety Code 775.015, and authorizing the county clerk, sheriff, election administrator, county attorney, and other appropriate county officials to take all necessary actions necessary to give notice of the hearing and process the petition as required by Chapter 775.
And so these are the two emergency services district that, if we follow the process, we may make it onto the fall, November election. Number one is item number 9, and we'll have an identical discussion on item number 10 for number 2. I believe number 1 is the Caddo Mills area, ESD, and number 2 is going to be the South Hunt County ESD. This is just the process. The petitions, we verified everything and saw that they got the proper number of election signatures from voters in the county. That's all been verified. This is the order setting the public hearing. The 5th paragraph down on the first page there, that 775 of the Health and Safety Code is where the requirements for this process are contained, and that 7075.015 shows what has to be contained in the notice, how it has to be posted, and that's essentially that the order, once you verify the petition, the Commissioners Court has to then, and it's a shall, set the date for the posting. It has to be posted twice in the newspaper, and so the next available date or the first available date, and we don't have a whole lot of time to mess with this because we have, of course, some elections cut off coming in August, would be the week of July 6th. So with the 2 publications for the 2 weeks as required, July 6th, that week, we need to have a public hearing. That's not a Commissioners Court meeting week. It's actually the week before that. So the Commissioner Court's regular meetings are going to be the 2nd and 4th week, which would be the next week. So it would be the week before Commissioners Court. Need to set a public hearing, just picking the date and the time so that can be posted and put in the newspaper.
Well, the 6th is on a Monday after a holiday weekend. That might not be the best of time for people.
Sometime that week.
Yeah, sometime that week's probably better because some people may take a long weekend and travel, and not just people up here, but the public that might want to come to the meeting. I don't want to get too close to that date.
Can't do it on the 8th for sure because the 196 already passed.
Okay.
Can't do it on the 8th.
So everybody got their calendars out that we can do it. Probably can do it that Tuesday or Thursday or Friday, 7th, 9th, or 10th. Okay. I won't be probably. I can miss it. I can get a substitute to take my place. This is more important than that. Thank you though for telling me. Any comments?
So I'm
The
good
8th,
for any of those
anybody's got a
days.
calendar conflict?
The 9th will work for me.
David, 9th?
I'm good at 9.
All right. 9th, is there a time that we need to do? I mean, I would think we might want to do this one 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock. Get the
Be easier for the public, make it more available for the public
make
to
it more
attend.
available to the public. Y'all okay with that?
Around 6 p.m.
Yeah, that'd probably be best, 6. I think that'd give everybody, most everybody time to get here if they wanted to.
July 9th?
July 9th at 6,
Where's it gonna be?
here. Are-
Yeah, we have a new TV now.
Yeah, we can overflow.
Thanks to
I mean,
IT.
since we have 2 of them, are we going to have 2 separate public hearings?
I think
Or-
it'd be best to schedule maybe an hour apart. And so
Hey, we can't, I mean, you don't know how one's gonna last. I mean, if it's like the last time we had one of these, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever it was, they went a lot longer than an hour.
I may pick us a separate date then on the same week.
I think we ought to do.
Do the 8th and the 9th.
Chief Biggers, you got any comments on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Tuesday night then. Well,
Yeah, 7th. Wednesday's church night.
Well, we can do it the following week the following week we got court, don't we?
I'd say we knock it out that week. We need to get it done.
Tuesday night and Thursday night?
Yep.
7th and 9th at 6 here, both of them.
So you want to do the 7th for the number 1 and keep it chronological, or does it matter?
I'd probably do number 1 first, might as well. So y'all are number 2? That's fine. 1's not here, are they? One
There you
here.
go.
Can't defer their authority.
You're not here.
Do they get a
If you
seat at the
snooze, you
table?
lose. Okay, so so for number 1 is the one we got to vote on first. And all we have to do is vote on the date and time, or we have to approve this also.
approve the order, and in the order you'll include in it on the second page there, date and time.
All right, so entertain a motion for the approval of the Hunt County Emergency Service District Number 1 and scheduling a public hearing on July 9th at 6 p.m. at the Hunt County Commissioners Courtroom.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
And number 10 be exactly the same parameters, just for Emergency Services District Number 2 as proposed and petitioned.
I need to read the
Yes.
the agenda though, don't I?
Yes, sir.
So to be clear, the Caddo one is the 9th,
Correct.
and then the South Hunt County is the 7th.
Correct.
Okay, action item number 10, discuss and consider and take action regarding a petition filed under Chapter 775 of the Texas Health and Safety Code requesting creation of the Hunt County Emergency Service District Number 2, including acknowledging receipt and filing of the petition, receiving the county's review regarding the petition's statutory form, voter/property owner signatures, proposed boundaries, proposed services, municipal or extraterritorial jurisdiction consent issues, and statutory cost agreement. Setting the place, the date, and time of the public hearing required by the Texas Health and Safety Code, Section 775.015, and authorizing the county clerk, sheriff, elections administrator, county attorney, and other appropriate county officials to take all actions necessary to give notice of the hearing and process of the petition is required by Chapter 775. So I entertain a motion for approval of the Hunt County Emergency Service District Number 1 petition and setting a public hearing date. No, I did that backwards, didn't I? It's number 2. And setting a date of July 7th at 6 p.m. here at the county courthouse. There it is.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Now, when you publish this in the paper, what does that consist of? Just saying that you're having a hearing of,
Everything statutorily required, saying here's where the public hearing is going to be for this one and for that one. And it's published twice, a week apart, I believe. I have to double check on the standards there. And then enough space is given between then, the publication in the newspaper, and the actual meeting itself.
does it notify that it's a potential 10 cents hitting your tax rate, 10 more cents?
I was to look at that, there's a list of about 5 or 6 things there in that 775.015. And it does say that it is an emergency services district and what that district entails, but whether it actually says what the proposed tax rate is, I'd have to double check.
I think we had to do that last time, didn't we?
It's rather specific.
You remember? Chief, you remember?
I believe so, and also on the ballot, if we state law, if it goes to the ballot, it says the first $610, so this is a tax
In the amount. Yeah, okay.
Do you know if y'all are going to ask for 10 cents, or do you know what the rate is yet?
I was going to ask about that.
We have a public hearing and then we vote to put it on the.
Well, that's what I'm wondering is what's happening is this public hearing.
Yeah, what's the format of the public hearing? Because usually, like, if it's a budget, we're the ones that are having to
Last
do
time
something.
that they presented their case about why they need it, why they're doing it, and what they're going to be asking for as far as the rate, because they can charge anything from a penny to 10 cents, or anything in between, or 0 and 10 cents, I guess.
So you'll do a presentation.
Yes.
We'll receive it, and then people will comment accordingly.
And we'll comment, and then we have to decide if it's all in order and that it's justifiable to us that what they're doing is the correct way to do it and needed, then we can vote to call the election.
Yes, and then from that point, we go out and start our public campaign to educate the public and start voter education.
Okay.
But the public will be here and have questions, or have ability to be here and ask questions and all.
So this isn't the approval of putting it on the
No.
ballot. This is the approval of they've met all the requirements for
They've met the
application.
requirements, and now we can
Yeah.
have hearings.
Yeah, then the approval for the ballot comes after the hearing. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so we have
And
to
we
have
have
this
our,
done by.
we have a ESD attorney out of Harris County that manages several Harris County ESDs that her law firm is open for any advisement for the y'all or them. We've given her, passed their contact information.
It's not the
around.
same one you had last time.
No, sir. No, this lady's a partner in a law firm. Her law firm oversees ESDs around Harris County and
Okay,
Travis
good.
County.
But Chief, yet there will be a presentation, at least
Yes.
from y'all's side. I
Yeah,
don't know
we
about
have a
Caddo.
presentation
Okay.
prepared, yeah, and with any Q&A, and then questions we can answer. We've already gotten passings of City of West Waukene has accepted it, City of Quinlan's accepting it. We haven't heard from the City of Greenville yet, and the City of Hot Cove hasn't had a meeting yet. So, but yeah, there's some questions that we can't answer because they're hypothetical. We can't answer things for an entity that doesn't exist, and we can't speak for a board that doesn't exist. But we can say that this is what the law allows.
So the acknowledgements from the cities, if somebody says, hey, we don't think so, then that just gets, after the public meeting or whenever, that just gets carved out of the
Yes, sir. The
population
ESD
zone?
could still move forward. It just carves them out of the vote. And then that city would not receive ESD services. And they would have the option to come back if the ESD does pass, it does go to vote and does pass. They have the option to petition to then join it later, but they have to go through that process.
Any other questions?
Nope.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Commissioner Monroe, to your question, it's not specifically part of the notice for the public hearing, but a couple sections further down, not one of the sections cited in the order here, but 018, the election, that's the section that's on the granting of the petition. The Commissioners Court shall order an election to confirm the district's creation and authorize imposition of the tax, and goes into what the maximum rate the tax can be.
Yeah, I was just asking because I've had people ask me, and I'm like, hey, the commissioners aren't voting for it or against it. That will go to the taxpayer to vote whether they want that or not.
I think the last time, I think we went back and forth negotiating we're trying to negotiate what they were gonna charge, what the tax rate was gonna be. And I know that was concern to the court at that time of it being lower and all, and that was one of the issues. Okay, action number 11, burial of indigent person.
Don't have a lot of information on this, other than what Jessica handed me this morning. I know it's from Judge Money's court, somebody that was found to have no next of kin, and so burial quotes were obtained. I've got two quotes, one from Love and Integrity, another from Peters. The lowest quote is for the amount of $4,500, and that's for all of the services, including interment, at their Grundy Memorial Park Cemetery. So I just,
I don't think we have a budget line item to pay for this. Can we go ahead and say if we don't, that we can move it out of contingency to pay for this?
say why not?
Okay. I'm pretty sure we don't have a line item for
Okay.
that. All right, questions?
So way I understand on this one is no family can be located. So
That's-
being no family, we're not able to do the cremation. We have to do a burial. Is that correct?
That's what I understand.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Because obviously we just battled this one in Quinlan where it was a cremation and we took care of it. And that's why I was wondering why we couldn't on this one, but it's because of state law, because there's no family, we have to do burial.
That's my understanding.
Yeah, we do these every once in a while.
Yeah.
All right. Any other questions? Entertain a motion for approval. Need a motion to approve action item 11, burial of the indigent person, and to authorize the treasurer to pay for it by moving the appropriate money to pay for it out of contingency into their necessary line item to pay for it. And it's to
Love and Integrity.
Love and Integrity Funeral Home.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Action item 12, discuss and possibly, a possible upgrade of County Road 1052 in Precinct 1.
All right. This was, the
Okay.
young lady was talking about a little earlier ago.
Okay.
It's a pretty unique situation. It's 0.6 of a mile. It is a dirt road between an oil road and the county line.
It stops at the county line?
It stops at the county line.
Wow.
Other side of the dirt is Leonard, Fannin County. It's 0.6 of a mile, 3,345 feet. It's roughly 200 tons of rock. It's about $60,000. There are no houses on either side of the road on that section.
I thought the conversation earlier said there was 22
There
kids.
is on the other side of it. The Leonard will not go down that road to pick these kids up. They will not go a small loop around to pick these kids up. It's a mess.
So if it goes down there and dead ends, how does that
It don't
help?
dead end.
Oh, it doesn't?
No, it doesn't dead end. It goes through into Fannin County.
Okay.
Fannin County is rock. We're dirt, and on the
Oh,
other end of
okay.
that.
That makes sense
is
now.
asphalt.
Okay.
So we go asphalt,
Okay.
dirt to rock.
So the
But
problem
rock
is our
end
side of the line.
Fannin County. Pardon me?
The problem is our side of the line for
The
the school.
problem is our
Okay.
side of the line, it feeds Fannin County. It's taking care of our kids that go to Leonard ISD.
So we're gonna rock it to the oil road so that the bus can get on the oil road and pick up the kids? Is that what we're doing?
Essentially, that's it.
Yeah, okay.
So, like I said, it's a pretty unique situation. I didn't want to make a decision without talking to y'all. I want your input on this deal.
Well, 22 kids down here, it's,
It's actually more than 22 kids.
Wow.
That's just the ones on that particular
Right.
road. So the bus route goes this, these are the most affected. I have a feeling there's more kids that are affected. I don't know the answer to that, but my assumption would be yes. Am I right?
Come up to the mic.
Come right on up to the mic, young
Yeah.
lady.
We need some good advice and good
we need
help
some help.
to understand this.
And I am no longer shaking. Maybe I can explain something a little bit
Pull your mic
better.
down, please.
Okay. I'm short, sorry.
Me too, I understand.
So currently, right now, Leonard ISD, the closest they are willing to come down to get our children is 1.8 miles, which is ridiculous. It's not safe for little ones. We have some as young as 7 right now that would be taking the bus that cannot. I have submitted a FOIA request to the school district regarding bus routes, children that are currently being denied access due to conditions of roads or other reasons. I am waiting on a response from that. So I do not have any information, but I suspect that we are not the only street that is being affected by this current situation.
So does the 1.8 miles, does that change if we fix this
Yes.
road? They'll
Yes.
extend it?
The closest they are willing to come is to 272 and 1051 right there, which is 1.8 miles from where the current kids live. If we are able to get that fixed, they will be able to come from 272 all the way down 1052, sorry, and then connect to 1051 and come back to 69 to go back into Leonard.
So everybody gets picked up at home?
Yes. So right now, we have been having to come together as a community when there are emergencies. We've had hardships. For instance, I mentioned mine too, but also I had a neighbor who had surgery and was unable to drive for 6 weeks. Our husbands do not work locally, and so they cannot be there to assist us in getting these children back and forth to school. And the school has been unwilling to find another route, and their response is get that section of road fixed. We've tried for 2 years.
The
Mr.
school-
Money,
the school-
I would say if this passes today, I'd make sure you personally went up there and delivered this to the school and instruct them, they can start picking these kids up. I can't believe they're not willing to.
So the
And I am
school
not a
district-
public speaker. This is hard.
My understanding, because I talked to him, I went up to Leonard and I talked to him. I met him on the road. I actually met her at her house.
Yes.
Didn't know it, but I did. They have a policy where they will not let a bus back up. So if they have to come to a road and back up to turn around, can't do it. You have to be in a forward motion at all times. That is where the biggest problem comes from. That's why the 1.6, 1.8 mile discrepancy comes into play.
Makes sense.
So is the Leonard School District also partially in Collin County or just in there?
You know, I don't know.
I am unsure. But the other thing the other concern is that
Leonard's Fannin.
this road is
Yeah,
also
they touch Collin too.
an alternate route. When that train, when the tree went across the train track, we had all traffic was diverted because 69 was not passable. And so it had to divert down that road. And if it had rained, nobody would have been making it down that road at all. It does not take very much rain to make it impassable.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right. Entertain a motion for approval.
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion second. Any other discussion?
It's on y'all now.
All in favor?
I
say-
would just tell you, this is one of those things that we've been talking about on the road policies. Thank you for bringing it to the court and letting us have the conversation. It's something you need to do, obviously, but thank you for bringing it to the court.
Well, that's the whole reason of the policy, wasn't it?
Yep.
If you wouldn't have brought it to court, I would have been no.
All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Good luck.
Thank you. Now I have to go pick up my child from summer school.
Is the road muddy?
Yes.
It has been.
Action item 13, the request for permission to install electrical distribution facilities in the county right-of-way of County Road 1061, Precinct 1, under normal stipulations.
Make a motion to approve under normal stipulations.
Second.
And a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Action item number 14, request for permission to install electrical distribution facilities in the county right-of-way on County Road 1076 in Precinct 1 under normal stipulations.
Make a motion to approve under normal stipulations.
Second.
Got a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Action item 15, request for permission to install electrical distribution facilities in the county right-of-way or on County Road 1098 in Precinct 1 under normal stipulations.
Make a motion to approve under normal stipulation.
Second.
Got a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Action item 16, request for permission to install electrical distribution facilities in county right-of-way on County Road 1118 in Precinct 1 under normal stipulations.
Make a motion to approve under normal stipulations.
Second.
Got a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Action item 17, the request for permission to install electrical distribution facilities in the county right-of-way on County Road 1122 in Precinct 1 under normal stipulations.
Make a motion to approve under normal stipulations.
Second.
Got a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Action item number 18, the request for permission to install electrical distribution facilities in the county right-of-way on Old Mill Road in Precinct 3 under normal stipulations.
I will add clarification. I've had 3 inquiries in the last 24 hours. And so this is 2 poles that will be bored going under Old Mill Road to a development that's supposed to have 11, 12 homes on it. It is not for anything broader or bigger than that. So with that, make a motion to approve under normal stipulations.
Second.
Got a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Action item 19, the request for permission to install electrical distribution facilities in county right-of-way on County Road 4818 in Precinct 4 under normal stipulations.
Motion to approve under normal stipulations.
Second.
Got a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Action number 20, the request for permission to install electrical distribution facilities in the county right-of-way on County Road 4820 in Precinct 4 under normal stipulations.
Motion to approve under normal stipulations.
Second.
Got a motion and second. All in favor say aye.
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 All opposed? Motion carries. Action item 21, the replat of Lot 38 of Pleasant Grove Estates in Precinct 1. Daniel, will brief us? Or
Precinct
Daniel,
2.
I'm sorry. Brian.
I take that as a compliment, but I'm not quite that smart. I just draw dirt. This is a fairly simple replat. They're wanting to divide it into 2 lots. Now, I would request a conditional approval. They're going to have some septic sprinklers that they're going to have to move. They're going to cross the line. They're aware of it and aware that they're going to have to do that work before it can be recorded. But everything else on the plat is technically correct.
Which one, is this this is not the one over by Roy City?
No, this is one down in Cache.
Cache, okay.
Brian, this is the one someone had a citizen reach out and they didn't want to divide it up, but I explained to them that it meets all the county. The only thing we can limit is if it's 1 acre or above, or if it meets the road frontage, and it's over 1 acre, a little bit over 1 acre, and it meets the road frontage. So really, technically, we can't deny it, can we?
Well, and I receive calls periodically on replats from the neighbors who receive letters or whatever, and they say, no, we don't want it to happen. Their reason for not wanting it is maybe the all-time great, we moved to the country because we want to live in the country and we don't want neighbors, or we don't want added traffic on our road that's already beaten and over-traveled or what have you. We can't close the gate behind us. I've been here since '76, and the population was a lot smaller in Hunt County in '76 than what it is now. I like living in the country, but I like new neighbors too. And ultimately, the state doesn't give us the ability to say, no, you can't move here because we don't like you. So
And this one didn't require a road upgrade because it's on a private road, correct?
all private road, and you go in and start instilling additional cost on HOAs, and you change a whole lot of stuff when they have dues that cover maintenance on this road, but then you're going to require them to upgrade it to concrete or to asphalt, and all of a sudden everybody's HOA's dues jump up. So, yeah, private road.
All right, at this time, I'll open it up to public comments. Anybody here or online wish to make any comments for or against the replat? Yes, come to the mic and state your name and address, please, ma'am. Okay.
My name's Frances Fisher, and I live right here in town at 3108 Caddo Street. My kids live down there in the area where this is coming from, directly across the street from one of my sons. And I used to work for the county for 11 years, and I worked over here in the division for septic and what have you. And that's been my concern about it. I think my daughter-in-law was one that called and talked to somebody about it based on what I had to tell her. Because we had on our regulations for the septic system, to me, that house would not qualify, that piece of property wouldn't qualify for 2 houses with septic. And there's a lot of runoff water down there too that goes into Tawakoni. There's a little, like a creek area down in there. I said it used to be considered a floodplain back in the day when I was over here working under Joe Lilly.
How long ago was that?
It's been about 11 years, 12 years. But I think that was normally platted one time. I worked in the 911 office too a lot with their plat maps and stuff. And that was a floodplain. And I don't know when it got taken out of a floodplain because I brought my kids to look at the map.
Brian, you know anything about the floodplain?
There's no floodplain in this area. There is floodplain in the subdivision, but not here.
Not in that particular spot.
Yeah, and I think, I don't remember exact time frames, but we went from, I think when Joe was here, it was 2 acres, but we changed that to 1 acre years ago, probably 10 years ago.
But it's 1 acre per property, per house.
Right.
Correct?
Correct.
Well, then that would have to be 2 acres rather than the 1 point,
Your house is on it?
whatever acres.
This lot is 1.187 and this lot is 1.1 acres, so there's plenty of space there.
Or is there any houses on it now? Are
Okay.
there houses on it now?
There's one house on it.
Yeah. In this area right here is where the house is located.
So they
My
got plenty
son's
of room to
here
build on
and
the other
another
lot
son
then.
here.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So they,
I was looking, because I knew it used to be in a floodplain.
right.
And I don't know when it was taken out from underneath that. And when I worked over here, I knew what the requirements were because I had drawn up the papers for these people.
Sure.
What the requirement was for the septic.
Okay.
So,
All right. Thank you.
okay. Whoop, sorry about that.
Anybody else? So Brian, to be clear, it's not in the floodplain. There's one house on it that's clearly on a lot, but you said there's a septic line across the lot line? Is that what we're hearing?
Yes. The current septic system that services the house on the property crosses their proposed lot line. So, and that's a common thing that happens. They have to go in, they have to get a modification permit. They have to move the sprinklers onto their
So it
lot
is an
that they
aerobic
serve.
system, it's not.
It's an aerobic system,
Okay.
yes.
All right.
So, and I've actually got 3 others over on my desk right now waiting on the modification permit or the installer or the septic company or whoever to finish their stuff and get it done so that we can get the plats signed and get them recorded.
All right, so I entertain a motion for approval of the replat of Lot 38 of Pleasant Grove Estates, conditioned upon the septic lines and sprinkler heads being moved to the appropriate lot.
So move.
Second.
Got a motion second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Action item 22, the final plat of Mott Addition in Precinct 2.
All right, this is kind of a strange situation where the road in front of the property is called County Road, but it was abandoned several years ago due to cut-through traffic right there at Highway 66 and FM 2642. So they abandoned it so that they could put a gate up. So it still is called County Road, but it is not county maintained. I have a note on the plat stating when the road was abandoned, but I've been requested to have a little bit more clarification put on the face of the plat. Let's put on there that this is private road, not county maintained, and have some additional notations done just so that there's no confusion when someone sees county road.
Are they wanting to change the name of the road?
Everybody's address is already on county road, whatever, so they didn't want to
They
go
wanted
through.
to change
There's
it.
about
Gary's
4
us.
places that would be affected by it.
He's probably talking about me. On this, it's blurred and, it's just all running together. I was in the business a long time. I hoped we wouldn't have done anything like this. They just need to make it real clear in more than one place that this is not a county road, it's a private road. And they can
Obviously,
put,
I'm interested for 2 or 3 roads.
yeah, so we just need to get it, they put it all in one spot. You got plenty of paper over here. They could have drawn a line over and put all the notes over here. There's a lot of ways they could have done it, but instead they put it over everything, and it's just, I like to miss it, I did miss it, because I asked you, I said, why is it county road and now there's not?
And on the final copy of the plat, it does not show the improvements. It doesn't show all the buildings on it. They showed that there on this plat so that I could see where the buildings were. On the final copy that will be recorded, it doesn't show the buildings. So it's a little bit more clear to see, but it still needs to be noted that this county road is not county maintained. It is a privately maintained road.
Probably the people that are out there now understand that, but
They
if they go
understand
sell
that.
it, if they go sell it to somebody, it needs to be on the title
They're not
policies
gonna own
and
it
everything
forever.
else to make sure the new buyer understands what it is.
If I'm not mistaken, that road was changed way back when Ralph Green was here. I've
think it
looked
was
it
Ralph
up
Green.
before. It was, it's at least going on 16, 17 years.
Long time.
David, do you have anybody that ever complains about you not maintaining that road?
No, it's definitely, you can tell it's not a,
Okay.
it's,
I didn't know if you need to have a sign made that states at the bottom of it, not maintained by the county or something like
I
that.
think
for
it's got a gate across that says not a through
okay.
road.
That was the main reason they requested it to be abandoned, so that they could gate it. Someone cut through the road and ran over their daughter's dog back in the early 2000s, and they said we've had it with the cut through traffic. County doesn't maintain it anyway, so we want to gate it.
Yeah, they give us the Commissioner's Court order number, but it don't have the year with it, so I don't know when that would have been.
The order number?
Yeah, it says Commissioner's Court order number 8697, but it should have a year date in front of it. So I don't know exactly when it was done.
Yeah, and that we'd have to look up in the.
Okay, any
in
other
the
questions? So, entertain a motion for approval of the final plat of Mod Edition in Precinct 2 with the condition that the surveyor clearly identified that's not a county maintained road on the plat.
So move.
Second.
Got a motion second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Action number 23, the final plat of Mullinex Edition in Precinct 3.
Oddball number 3. This is the one that came before y'all a few courts ago and requested the variance, and y'all granted the variance. So the date of the court variance issuance and all is noted on the plat, stating that, hey, this is substandard, but the variance was granted on this date by this order. So.
Motion to approve the.
Okay.
Second.
Got a motion second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Action number 24, the final plat on Trevinos subdivision.
Ontiverios subdivision.
Ontiverios.
Hey, this is just a 2-lot plat on a county road that meets all our requirements.
Entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Aaron, do we need executive session?
One issue, Dan, you want to bring to you under number 1, unless y'all need to discuss anything under any of the other numbers.
I have one I'd like to discuss under HR. I don't know which one it is.
That's number 4. Okay, so it's not, we're covered in under 1. All right, so
No, it's right there, human resources.
Yeah, it's in executive number
human
1.
resources, number 1, yeah.
I've got one as well, human resources.
Yeah, that's probably what it was. All right, so we're going to go into executive session under Texas Government Code 551.071, 1 and 2. And it's 12:19, and we're now in executive session. we up? All right, it's 12:49, and we're back in regular session. Is there anything else before the court today? Being none, I entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Got a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. We're adjourned at 12:50.